The voice is more than just the movements of the larynx with its muscles and ligaments. It is a portal that expresses our true feelings, the content of our unconscious mind, our current mood, our beliefs. In reality, the voice is driven by our psycho-emotional state. Have you ever considered that the sound of your voice might reveal more about you than your words ever could? Hi, I'm Carla Lima, and today I'm starting a new series of videos about vocal symbolism, exploring the connection between your unconscious mind and your vocal expression. Each video will talk about different structures involved in voice production. In this first video, I will focus on the voice itself. You will understand the unconscious representation of the human voice and how it can impact your vocal expression in ways that maybe you are not always consciously aware. So, what does your voice mean to you? The symbolism of the voice. Let's start by talking about the symbolism of the voice. In short, the voice represents our identity and our creative expression. The idea of the voice as an expression of creative power is present in different ancient traditions. For example, the Bible mentions that a word of God created the material universe. From Eastern traditions, we have the concept of Om as a primordial sound or the origin of creation. So there is always this correlation between the voice and a creative act. For us humans, a thought, intention, or idea is materialized on this physical plane through the sound of our voice. So we can conclude that using our voice is an act of manifestation in itself. We can think of voice as a materialization of our creative energy. And in this sense, there is a link between voice and sexuality. From an energetic perspective, there is a correspondence between the throat chakra and the sacral chakra in terms of the use of our creative energy. There is already a video on this channel discussing the relationship between the voice and the pelvic area that I invite you to watch. There, my focus is on the impact of the root chakra on the voice in terms of grounding and the primal sense of safety. You can check the link below. Our voices also make us materially present in this world. Even animals use their voice to create on this planet. For example, to set their territory, defend themselves, or attract a mate. We also take up our space through the power of our voices, making others aware of our existence and our desires. Through our voices, we express our attunement with the other or the situation. In this process, even when our conscious mind tries to make up, our unconscious always speaks the truth. The voice also reveals our attunement with ourselves, speaking of our self image, our relationship with our body, or our state of mind. This leads us to our next topic, your vocal unconscious. Many people try to impress their listeners through tricks and strategies without first considering their own inner coherence. Your self connection is the real key for effective communication and also a path to self knowledge and healing because your voice is a mirror reflecting who you are and your current emotional state. Self expression involves both aspects: the logical content, what you think, the words, the lyrics, and the emotional content, what you feel, what moves you. And the emotional content is embedded in the sound of your voice. The emotional content has greater weight in communication as it directly accesses the listener's unconscious mind. There are specific vocal aspects that carry emotional content, such as pitch, that can convey, for example, anxiety or confidence, volume, that can convey timidity or presence, or even someone being invasive, and pacing, that can convey, for example, impatience or calmness. In general, people focus on the impact that these vocal characteristics have on the listeners and seeks to mechanically adjust them in order to achieve the desired result in communication. The image they want to convey, the impression they want to make, and how they want to be seen. However, if your emotional world is coherent with the message you intend to share through speech or singing, it will be naturally received by the listener as harmonious or resonant. Furthermore, an approach that merely tries to conceal the appearance fails to see the value of the symptom or disharmony as an indicator of something occurring in the speaker's or singer's emotional world. It is only by facing the unconscious issues that you would, in the long run, free yourself from having to play a role in communicating effectively. These can be issues of self image, insecurities, or even childhood trauma. Instead of running away from the vocal characteristics we don't like, we deserve an approach of self compassion and loving awareness. For example, instead of only training to mimic a voice that conveys authority and trust, how about developing a true sense of grounding and finding your authentic presence and confidence, which will naturally convey authority and trust? Your voice reflects hidden truth, including your relationship with it. Attunement to your emotions is what will bring you awareness. It means being willing to feel the pain of the truth behind the symptoms, and instead of fighting it, listen and understand what's behind to let it go. This applies to both speaking and singing voice. We know that the singing voice naturally promotes access to the unconscious mind and our emotional world, and that the spoken voice is more connected to the conscious mind, to the cognitive aspect. But in either case, connecting to your center with your gut feelings to speak or sing your truth will promote authentic vocal expression. You can do it physically, putting your hands on your belly to connect with yourself and sing or speak this way. Try this and feel the difference. Now, I have a question, especially for singers. Have you ever felt your voice crack when nervous? Most people will focus on the vocal crack without realizing that the most important is what's behind. In this case, the nervousness, because that's the key to resolving the crack. If you just become obsessed with the crack, you will increase the anxiety and crystallize the problem. As a great book on psychosomatics mentions, here in my own translation to English, to harmonize with your voice, You must acknowledge the feelings that vibrate in conjunction with your vocal expression at every moment. Love them and let them speak for themselves. Only then you will have the opportunity to be vocally free and open to all moods. Remember, your voice is a powerful tool for self discovery and inner growth. By being in touch with your emotions, you will allow effective vocal communication from a place of inner truth. The choice is yours. I hope you enjoyed the content. I prepared a chart with the symbolism of the main structures involved in voice production that you can download and follow along with this and the next videos. The link is in the description. I also have an online course to help you open your singing voice in case of trauma or emotional blocks using a holistic view, and it was based on my own journey to unlock my singing voice. Check the link in the description. Leave your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe if you haven't yet. I see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.